We had a Mr. Iba that was our guest lead paper present. We also look at we also had in Obasi, Emma, women in tech advocate, because we are also trying to see how we can involve the women, the ladies, in technology. For example, after the conference, we had agreed that we must have a Cooper female women committee that looks at in developing women and helping them in that area. And when we had that training, we realized that to balance the gender gap, we need 96 years to balance the gender gap between the male and the female intake. That means that 96 years, I'm sure all of us
we are old and feeble.
So we also had a Johnson, when you are oppressed or taken for incarceration, that is the truth. And so if you have this kind of guys that come and take you on a training and you come back home, you're definitely going to be a different person. I'm sure my PRO will have
PRO, let me come to you. The focus of our conversation was bloggers, fake news, and the need to sanitize the social media space. Yeah. And your chancellor has said a whole lot. But what other steps have you taken? I love the fact that,
journalism. And so to ensure we contribute meaningfully to development, currently we've established an ethics and disciplinary committee to ensure that members who are majorly online publishers, who are majorly website editors, adhere to professional ethics, professional standards in whatever online publication they do. So if you need to contribute meaningfully to development, you need to adhere to these ethics. And what COPA is doing is to gather online editors, publishers, and ensure they contribute meaningfully to development. And currently we're making sure that our members are being trained regularly. We have in-house trainings, and we also give financial assistance to online publishers in order to ensure they pursue developmental stories. And I've talked about issue of training to ensure that our members improve their professional skills. And in the course of doing this, contributing to societal development, we also need to ensure that our members benefit. What's the financial gain? There are so many online jobs now. So what's we need to ensure that our members gain financially
from the opportunities available online.
From all these objectives. So basically that's what we're doing at COPA. Apart from ensuring that our members adhere to professional standards, we also need to ensure that they're financially stable. And we've also come up with partnerships with corporate bodies, NGOs, and the government. That's one of the manifestos of the new chancellor. So we are going into fruitful partnerships with corporate organizations. We're not just looking at the government alone. No, it's a professional body. So we're looking at robust partnerships and collaborations with big firms outside Akwa Ibom State that will ensure we up our game when it comes to online publishing in Akwa Ibom State. Our focus majorly for now is Akwa Ibom, but we're hoping that by the grace of God in the few months from now we'll spread our tentacles to other parts of the country. Yes.
All right, definitely. Let's head back to the phone lines. Good morning, parliamentarian, and welcome to the plenary. Your name and where you're calling from. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Akwa Ibom, Nigeria. I am Edet, telling from Edet. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria, I see Nigeria has animal farm, the story in animal farm we live in secondary school, where Lapuda said that some animals are more secure than others. If we are all subjected to the Nigerian constitution in 1999 as amended, we should not be tempted. The constitution of our Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, does not go to every citizen. If that constitution goes to every citizen, I will not explain why they should be like in ministries, infrastructures, Nigerians know that we are all benefiting, we are all rightful heirs to the rich. There's no how somebody will import wealth into Nigeria at 720 and you'll be selling it later than 720. What is he telling us? He's telling Nigerians that he's making his business not to get up. Is it the country providing the fuel for all? So it is high time Nigeria should all arise and ask one common question, which is how many liters of fuel is being imported into this country? And who are the people importing this fuel? The other day I said something in one of the sister radio stations, asking Nigeria to stop exporting of crude oil so that everything we export should be refined here. The guest day of the studio said it will never happen because the crude oil is what Nigeria is using as correct. So, okay, if that, why can't the people being interested in these resources of Nigeria tell themselves the truth so that we will now know what the best way we should go?
All right, so very solid questions being asked, but of course we'll continue asking those questions until we get the right answers from the powers and the people that have been entrusted with the responsibility to do so. Going to our comment section on Facebook, Parliamentarian King Murphy Okon says, "Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Happy prosperous World Girl Child Day celebration to all." Mr. Speaker, comment from the independent marketers and moving that, fuel subsidy has been reintroduced, so we don't know how that's going to stand until there's a different development. Good morning, welcome to the plenary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, the other parliamentarians in the House. My name is Odo. Mr. Speaker, the return of fuel subsidy will be on the right track. The only thing that I need in this return of fuel subsidy must be tangible. We don't need the return of fuel subsidy that people will be paying for fuel subsidy. Then at the end of the day, they will be debunking that they are not paying for fuel subsidy. Then it is not tangible. I need the fuel. I personally need this fuel price to come down. So government should subsidize fuel, and God will bless them for me. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, in terms of the Emir visiting Akwa Ibom, I don't see anything wrong there. But the only thing I should just say is when we want to make these our traditional heads, because why I'm doing this, because of this little palliative that have entered my village. When we want to think they are agitating, the thing should be rotational. They are agitating because they need that position to also eat from it.
Thank you very much, Parliamentarian, for your contribution this morning. Of course, rotating of the updated traditional institutional tool has been advocated for across board, and that is in the spirit of justice, fairness, and equity to all sons and daughters of Akwa Ibom. But we'll head out to our second recess. We'll take a pause here. BBC The World in 2 minutes is up next. A few more commercials, then we'll return to wrap up our conversations on the floor of the House. Don't forget, we still have Parliamentarian Atherafon Morgan Opong, the Chancellor of Cooper, and his PPRO live in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Targets in Gaza overnight. One of the strikes is said to have hit the home of the father of a Hamas military commander, Mohammed Deif. Palestinian officials say more than 900 people have been killed since the airstrikes began. They say many people have been trapped under rubble and may be impossible to rescue, and whole neighborhoods are being wiped out. The former Hamas chief, Khalid Mushal, has called for protests across the Arab and Islamic world on Friday in support of the Palestinians. The US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is travelling to Jordan and Israel to discuss measures to bolster Israel's security. A powerful 6.3 magnitude earthquake has hit western Afghanistan just 4 days after a similar strength quake. No casualties have been reported, chiefly because many were sleeping out in the open following the initial tremor. The Australian journalist Chung Lei has been released 3 years after she was detained by China on opaque spying charges. Ms. Chung worked as an anchor for the Chinese foreign language state broadcaster CGTN. President Zelensky is making his first visit to NATO headquarters since Russia invaded Ukraine. Speaking ahead of the meeting, with $1 billion worth of ammunition was already being produced. Hurricane Lydia has made landfall on Mexico's Pacific coast with winds of up to 200 kilometres an hour. Forecasters say flash floods and mudslides are possible. Flights at Luton Airport, north of London, have been suspended after a fire caused the partial collapse of a multi-storey car park. BBC News.
The world in 2 minutes.
What's in a woman? Women carry a worth more prestigious than fine stones. We are landmarks of triumph and integrity, humility, beauty, God implanted power and poise. Women always have to be strong, for often our meekness is misconceived as weakness.
This woman's weakness is love.
Every Thursday, 11 to 11:45 a.m. The Woman's Diary on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Don't miss it.
Wow, the detergent can come again. You dey wash plenty and you dey say you 50 win a millions. As you dey wash with, wow. Jump 50K every day.
Consumer Protection Council them stamp this promo. This offer will continue till the product finish.
Of course, this is still the People's Parliament live on Planet 101.1 FM. Today is the International Day of the Girl Child, and part of our conversation this morning focuses on the glowing call by women rights activists, both men and women. Of course, UNICEF and other international organizations are calling for proper and right investment into the livelihood of the girl child. But we'll just take a short pause and bring you comments made by Barrister Emir, who is a gender-based activist in Akwa Ibom State, of course, also a lawyer. She works with the Akwa Ibom State Gender-Based Center, former today's celebration, the International Day of the Girl Child.
Okay, it has always been an issue for me when we keep talking about girls' rights. Because boys' rights or this, girls' rights. Everybody have rights as guaranteed in the Nigerian Constitution. It is just sad that women and girls have to fight extra to have those rights given to them. And I can tell you confidently that the things that cause this struggle is our culture, is our tradition, is our religion. All of this made by men. When I say men now, I'm using both as it is written in the Bible, man, including men and women, not just the male folk. Society restricted the rights of women and girls and made them more of chattels than humans. And those biases are still going on even to today. In your introduction, you talked about some countries that are still, having biases against women and all that. In Afghanistan, as I'm speaking to you now, girls are not allowed to go to school. Yeah. Women are not allowed to work. It was only yesterday I heard that the other older women are, gathering. Afghanistan has taken us 10 decades back. And it is not just Afghanistan, it is what is happening all over the world and even in our community. So we must pay more attention to getting rights of women, oppressing and keeping women and girls under bondage in this country.
All right, Barrister Emir, lawyer activist against gender-based violence, of course, talking about the issue of the International Day of the Girl Child and issues surrounding the collective growth of the girl child. Now, let me come back to you, Parliamentarian Utara Fund. Girl child's right, as Barrister Emir has said, it's not like we don't have enough laws in the country to address these rights of the girl child, just like we have for the men. But the fact that our institutions are not strong enough to protect this right, the fact that in the interior communities, traditional institutions, families are intentionally, out of lack of knowledge or lack of wisdom or lack of the willpower to actually do the right thing, still inculcating very alien traditions into the minds of children, which of course is affecting us generally as a society.
Mr. Speaker, this issue, I remember once, maybe sometime last year we discussed this, and I brought almost a personal